Hey Geminis, this is Sage Wisdom here to do a reading for you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Okay, so this is going to be a reading for Gemini or anybody who has Gemini in a chart or anybody who wants to know about a Gemini. Okay, so I'm going to start with my prayer, then I'm going to go into overall energy, and then I'm going to the spread that I have here. Thank you, God, for this opportunity to read for the sun sign of Gemini or anybody with Gemini in their chart. I'm connecting to that energy, raising myself to the higher vibration, connecting to my spirit guides, my ancestors, my spiritual team. Thank you for this opportunity. Send light and love and energy out. Ask for clear and direct messages and only messages that's in love and that's of the highest good. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, Geminis. Okay, your overall energy. Okay, let me just look here for a second. What's going on? We have in your overall the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. Some eights right here. So something you guys feel restricted in regards to in terms of a love situation or something you're wanting to free yourself of in terms of a love situation, okay? So what I'm seeing here, my microphone is falling. Hold on. What I'm seeing here, Gemini, is maybe some type of disagreement has come about, or maybe you disagree with something in terms of a love relationship where you just, and it's making you feel kind of like off balance, or you're just not receptive to whatever's coming through from your partner or from your partner. It's this energy where it's like you want to be free from the situation. Okay, you feeling like restricted by it, and you want to be free from the situation. Okay, Spirit is saying sometimes in life the facts doesn't matter. Like somebody else might be factful about some events, or like, and then somebody could be you. You can have like facts about the situation and like explain that to the person, but Spirit is saying you haven't walked in their shoes. So sometimes people do things maybe from a hurt place, and maybe once it's done and they kind of see the what they made in their mess or in their anger and their frustration, the type of feelings they hurt, maybe because they were jealous or maybe they're possessive of something. They see it now. The person see it, and this could be you. You could see it, and maybe if an apology is owed, or you feel like an apology is owed to you, or you should be receiving an apology. But it's a sense of feeling like trapped in that energy, like you're going in a loop and you're kind of stuck in that energy. There's Spirit saying that you need to connect with your higher source, connect with source energy, connect with your crown chakra, with your source energy, to kind of connect you with higher consciousness so that you can see your way out of the situation. Because thinking in the mindset that you are, in the mind frame that you are, is keeping you stuck in a loop, and is all this self-imposed restriction, and you're making yourself feel isolated for no apparent reason. So you're kind of like paralyzed in the situation, not knowing how to handle it. But it's like you're, I don't know, like abandon your emotions, or you're not tuned into that, because I got the sacral chakra here, which is saying that's off balance. So it's like guilt about a situation, but being stuck in that energy. Spirit is saying don't be too proud or too scared to ask for help. Okay, it's somebody that's willing to help you out of this, or somebody will be compassionate towards what you're trying to express or your cause. Okay, but just don't get stuck in this mindset and just feel like that's all it is, and you're stuck in the loop, and that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, even if I do this might happen. It's like this negative mindset that you're in, and you're kind of like stuck in that rut. Okay. Also, let me see something with the number 8, because I feel like the number 8 is significant for you. So I'm looking up angel number 8. Okay. So angel number 8 says is the number of karma, is the universal law of cause and effect. So is whatever happened, maybe you feel like you're deserving of it, and I think whatever happened, it was in a negative stance. So they're saying it brings a message of encouragement from your angels, of achievement, success, and striving forward, moving forward to attain something. So progress. So getting out of the loop and moving forward. So it's being optimistic and listening to your intuition, and hold higher expectations for positive thoughts about abundance in all its form. Abundance don't come just materially, financially. Abundance come in many ways: emotional, and spiritual satisfaction is what they're saying. Okay, your angels and spirit guides are around you, willing to assist and help you. Just tune in and tap into the higher consciousness. So that's why that crown chakra is there, because it's like your sacral chakra is off, which has to do with your creativity and just not being connected to your higher self, which is making you feel stuck in this guilt. Is off, right? And your crown chakra needs to be enlightened to help you connect to source and your spirit guides to help you out of this rut, to kind of set you free from your self-imposed restrictions and things like that. I do feel like it has to do something with relationship or love, or somebody who you care deeply for. If it's not a relationship, it could be a family member or a good friend. And it's like whatever happened, the person walked away, and spirit is saying that, you know, they had to, because they were based on what was going on. That's the only way they knew how to deal with the situation. Okay. All right. Now let's look at the energy that's in the situation. Okay. So you guys have, like, I should move it over here. I'm going to keep looking backwards. You guys have the Two of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. So spirit is saying, take a pause and kind of balance yourself out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something that you keep thinking on. It's almost like they want you to put a cross or a stop sign up in your head. Stop thinking about this. You know, just they want you to open up to having faith in a solution being presented, like a miraculous solution being presented. Just hold the intention of having faith that the situation can be healed, is what spirit is saying. Okay, because it's requiring you to, in order to change your mindset or your thought pattern, you have to get out of what you're thinking. So it's like you got to think about a positive thought to counteract all that negative talk, or negative self-talk, or those negative thoughts that you're trapped in right now. It's like you're caught in a cycle. So think about the next best thought. Okay. They're also saying you in general, and just going forward in the future, need to learn how to work through your differences, because sometimes it's never going to be like two people exactly on the same page 100% of the time. It's always going to be some like fluctuation or some disagreement, but sometimes you have to agree to disagree, is what spirit is saying. So this is what the lesson is about for you. Learning how to work through your differences in a more positive way. Okay, so before you start reacting based on whatever you perceive that someone did wrong, take a pause and just think about the situation. Think about it from their perspective. Think about why they're feeling this way, why they had a hard time coming to you, communicating this, or why they felt the need to be dishonest, or whatever the case may be. And so once you do that, it's going to make you take a stance more of affection and passion towards them. So which helps you have more clarity. So when you're approaching a situation from an open mind, so that's what it is. You approach the situation closed-mindedly. So now that you're more open-minded about it, you open to the creative solutions that come about, because it's not about right or wrong. It's about how can we adjust this to meet the needs of both of us, or how can I communicate this without blowing up or making the person angry. It's like that's the type of energy that I'm feeling. Okay, so when your thoughts are rushing, basically, let's recap. Use your wits and your reason, kind of see your way through it instead of just reacting or responding. Okay, so always put that Two of Swords up there. Like block things out for a minute until you get clear. Don't make a move. Don't say the wrong thing. Don't overreact. Just kind of like wait for a minute. Okay, now how can I work through this? You know what I'm saying? It's not about defending your position or arguing your point. It's about understanding your partner, is what they're saying. So the Three of Pentacles is what they mean, where you're finding a way to understand the other person. So you work more cooperatively with them, okay? And you working through the differences. Okay, so this definitely, if it doesn't apply, it doesn't apply. But I feel like this is really pertaining to a relationship. Okay, it's concerning a partner, somebody's relationship. And then they're saying that for me to distress for you, that working through the differences is the most important aspect of this. Working through your differences. Okay, and that might be your title, working through your differences. Hopefully I remember that. Okay, now the energy that's around you. Oh, the last card you had was the fertility card, which is the Empress card. It is talking about like it represents your feminine energy and nourishing was dear to your heart. So that green light in the middle, that's her heart chakra. Nourishing was dear to your heart, because I feel like it's a lot of love that you have towards this person, but whatever happened, whatever your reaction was to whatever happened between you two was a harsh reaction, and now I think you guys regret it, and that's what that guilt, and it's kind of eating you up about it. So always kind of nourish what you love, take care of what you love. think of different ways to express or communicate your needs without being harsh, demanding, or even mean, is what Spirit is saying. Okay. All right. So the energy around you is like choices and decisions. What, how, what I chose to do, the decision that I made. How can I bring balance back to this energy? How can I make this more secure for myself and my partner? So it's about seeking balance in the relationship right now, reaching a settlement, coming rising above whatever the issue was in your mind, heart, soul, whatever you felt had wronged you, and being able to heal from it because you've seen the truth of it, like why it occurred. Sometimes it's not about what occurred, it's about why it occurred. It occurred because something wasn't right, something wasn't communicating. Maybe somebody didn't feel comfortable communicating something, and they moved around it. So instead of just directly going to the truth and being honest and upfront, a person went around the truth, and that's what happened. We go around the truth. It's always going to be some conflict because you're not operating from your higher self, is what Spirit is saying. So they're saying, be sincere in your approach. Okay, be sincere in your approach, and they want you to find a practical way of working this out. So they want you to find a practical way of getting this back to center, is what they're saying. So it's a choice decision that you have to make now that everything's blown up and it is what it is, to kind of bring things back to center. Always look at, okay, if you were in a disagreement with somebody and then y'all broke up because as a result of it, y'all taking a break, y'all broke up. If you can look at the relationship and still see potential, that means it's still worth saving, is what Spirit is saying. But the issue, and knows always a lesson with ourselves, because our relationship teaches us about us. Okay, the lesson in this has to do with not letting unhealthy emotions or letting negative habits control you, and it's about facing the truth, whether it's your partner being truthful to you or you being truthful to them. You know what I'm saying? But how you approach it is very important too. Okay, how you approach it is very important, and sometimes the break is needed. Sometimes you need a break. Sometimes you need to step away so that you can see from a higher perspective or bigger view of what it is that you want. Because sometimes when we in something, it's just like me and that person, you and that person, you're arguing, and you're only seeing like y'all just want to win. I'm going to get the last word. I know I'm right in this. I'm not going to let them win. But then if you step out, you see that the person you're arguing with is hurt, and the person is really just trying to defend their honor because they feel like they don't have anything else. You know what I'm saying? If somebody get caught up in something, they get caught doing something wrong, their natural instinct is to defend themselves, because it's like our self-defense mechanism at all costs. It doesn't matter if they're not telling the truth, if they're lying. Is your ego steps in, you just naturally want to protect yourself. So if somebody's coming at you hostile, the natural response is to defend yourself, whether you're right or wrong. That's just self-preservation. So just remember that. So whenever you feel like you're in a heated debate or argument, even as you're in the midst of it, you have that inkling, let me pull back. Say, okay, I'm sorry for responding the way I responded. I just need to take a break for a minute and then walk away. That's how you be a bigger person. Okay. Yeah. That's how you be the bigger person. So whoever it is that walked away, or you walked away from, or the person that you're on a break with, they're missing you. They're feeling the effects of your absence. Okay. And sometimes actions speak louder than words. Sometimes pulling back, instead of like going back and forth, arguing, wasting your energy, wasting their energy, lying, causing more conflict than needs to be, the best approach is to pull away and walk away and let the person understand the impact of what they did. Let them come to a conclusion. You can voice what you feel, but don't attack. You can voice what you feel, but don't attack the person, because you allow them that space to come forth to you with their apology. And it's not like they're being forced to apologize or forced to defend themselves. You're letting them see the wrong that they did, and allowing them the opportunity to right their wrong, so they have a sense of freedom in their choice. Because as human beings, God gave us free will. Let the person who you're connected to have free will too. They did what they did. Let them look at their wrong. Let them have time to think about it. Because if you argue harshly, and they don't think about what you said to them and all the other things that hurt them, and that's what was going to be the focus. Because it's easier to gravitate towards negative energy than it is to kind of like pull back and see or understand stuff differently when you're in the heated argument. So if you didn't say too many harsh things, you pull back, it allows that person the freedom to kind of think about their actions and openly come to you to apologize and see what they did wrong. But if you said some harsh things after they did what they did, they're going to focus on the things you said that was harsh to them. because they're going to be in their self-defense mechanism. Their ego's going to be there, and they're going to be defensive. They're going to just be going like spitting fire with you, spitting fire. So I feel like you did the right thing. You walked away and let them, come to their own terms, and they are missing you, and they do want to offer the apology, but they're still trying to figure out how to come to that point. Okay. Oh, where's the other card that I had? I sworn I had one more card. Yeah. So, decisions, choices, they're trying to decide on how to approach it. Okay. The energy that's around this is it's a okay, let me see how I'm gonna say this. This is about awareness, is this energy of the crown chakra, which is your overall energy, connecting to a higher energy, which is source knowledge, connecting yourself to something that's bigger than you to help solve the problem. Because on the human level, there's nothing we can do to solve problems. Honestly, sometimes with people in disagreement, we just have different perspectives, and we can go back and forth all day. We can debate all day about something and never come to a consensus, never agree. But it's respecting the person. That's what it's about. It's respecting the person you're with and honoring what they feel, but also that person being able to feel comfortable coming to you and telling you their point of view without you blowing up or attacking them in a sense, and vice versa. So it's about making a change for the better. That Michael Jackson song, The Man in the Mirror, it starts with you. It starts with you. It starts with the man in the mirror. So this issue had to do with teaching you something about how you approach certain situations. Okay. And before you approach anything, I think this is really advice for everybody. Before you respond to anything, especially if you're upset, is you pull back and consult with your angels and your spirit guide, consult with higher source energy knowledge, because you don't want to react inappropriately. And they're saying when you do that, that'll fill you with whatever it is that you feel that's lacking, or you feel like that's missing, or whatever you're frustrated about. You get fulfilled from source. You know what I'm saying? So that source energy is feeding through your crown chakra and going through your body and fulfilling all of that insecure feeling that sparked when your partner said this, or when they did that, or when they lied about this, or when I found out about this. Because a lot of times the story that really was, even though it may have been wrong, is a more exaggerated when we think about the reasons why. You know what I'm saying? We get caught in our own emotions, but that's why we connect with source. Let that energy come from God through your crown chakra and down to your body to clear out all your fears and insecurity, and to help to level you out, to get you back balanced within yourself. Because it is shocking if we hear that a partner is cheating, or a partner stepped out, or whatever. Something happened and it made you off balance, and it naturally triggered your, that fight or flight sense in you. So in some cases, it's better to walk away. It's better to flight, you know what I'm saying, instead of fight, because it allows you to balance your own emotions and yourself, because whatever got brought up in you as a result of what they did, that's what came out. And then that energy took over, and it has a whole life of its own. And then whatever you said to them as a result of what they did to you sparked some other insecurities in them. So it's a spiral, and it's a downward spiral, and it's no way to get out of it until you can stop and pull back and see the bigger picture and try to understand it from your partner's perspective, and allow them the opportunity to explain themselves or to apologize, and from the right place. So prayer, meditation, always imagine that white light coming in, surrounding you, or going through your crown, through your body, to clear out that negative energy when you're in a stressful situation, or a situation where you feel like you've been wronged. I do feel like for some of you, it is it triggered a lot of trauma, and it triggered a lot of fear in you, whatever this was. Okay. But using your own energy, Gemini, your third house energy, using your intellect and how your intellect and how you approach it, so you can analyze it, give you time to analyze it. But even with that, they don't so much want you to analyze it from a human perspective. They want you to be open and receptive to the bigger ideal, the higher knowledge of this. What was this teaching me? Because every situation we're in is a lesson that we're learning. You know what I'm saying? What in this was required for me to learn something about me and how I approach this, and how can I be better next time? That's the energy. That's what I feel. And it is coming to terms with certain things where you feel contented within yourself, regardless of what he or she did, regardless of what they said, what they did, how they made you feel. You learn how to be content within yourself, because you know who you are. If they were able to trigger you, or that was able to spark you so much, then it must have been something that was within you pertaining to that situation, somewhere deep down that you suppressed that wasn't healed. So it needed to be brought up so it can be healed. Okay. So now things are starting to calm down, and you're looking at you're looking at how to make this right. You're looking at, not even you. I think the situation is going to come back to you, because karma come back, and it's going to come back in a way that's more soothing, where you will get the apology. Things will start to operate smoother and better between the two of you, whether you're back together or not. It's going to be a mutual understanding. That's what they're saying. Somehow I want to get clarity on this one card right here. I feel like some of you, after working out this issue, and I wasn't sure because I had the Three of Wands, and when I was feeling from this Three of Wands, it's some type of commitment, something being more committed, or being in an engagement, like going from just relationship connection to engagement. And I pulled a card to clarify, and Two of Cups came out, so it's talking about engagement. I feel like this is going to lead to like a deeper connection between you two. Okay. Yep. And if not that, somehow, no, I'm gonna leave it there. I think that's what it is. If it applies, it applies. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay. Okay. What was testing the situation was needing that time to rejuvenate and to recuperate. To get out of this feeling of anxiety. The lesson had to do with being true to who you are, being true to yourself. I guess is what they're saying. They want you to think more highly of yourself, is what they're saying. Let me get feeling. Because I feel like whenever this happened, it's triggered like a feeling of being rejected or feeling lonely. That was the lesson that you had to learn, and you have to be true to who you are. So in truth, when whatever was said or what was done to you or what was argued about, it triggered something in you that felt rejected. And that's why you felt defensive, and that's why you took it to heart so much. Because even though, let's say the situation and whatever act was committed against you, it probably was not a good act, but the response, the way you responded to it was a little bit over, is what Spirit is saying. So it's helping you to kind of refocus your passions, and some of that means pouring into yourself and looking at what's good for you, learning different ways to resolve challenges instead of engaging in battle, which probably never works. Like wars, always be somebody to win a war, but at what cost? You know what I'm saying? We have so many soldiers down, or so many soldiers died, or missing a limb. So war is not always the answer. Sometimes it's like looking at, how can I resolve this within me to make me feel whole, when no matter what happens around me, I'm still a whole. This shouldn't affect me as much. That's the energy. So it's like in the midst of chaos, you still should remain, is what Spirit is saying. So it was learning how to resolve your conflicts and the challenges with your partner in a more productive way that's healthy for you, is what they're saying. That's what makes it, things more hopeful, because whenever things are off kilter, off balance, it's just an opportunity for us to work on ourselves to make us stronger, is what they're saying. So learning how to break old habits in regards to, like, how you react to certain things, that was the challenge. That was the challenge right there. Okay. Thinking more highly of yourself no matter what. So the lesson is about being true to you. All right. So pulling back and having that rest and rejuvenation, it's kind of what helps you to decipher the true message, which is what I just told you. Okay. Okay. So what else do we have for Gemini? What's the highest message? Okay. They're saying that things are going to start to balance out with the Six of Pentacles here. Is going to benefit both parties. So it's going to be, equal reciprocity. So if apology is owed on both ends, apology should be given both ways, is what they're saying. They got the Queen of Swords here, where it's talking about, just being strong in who you are, building yourself up. It's like now that you're reflecting on the situation, you're seeing, how whatever happened led up to the point that it did that made your partner do whatever he or she did or said to you. You can see your part in it too, because it's not, things just don't occur out of like left field. It was things leading up to this point that made it this way, and maybe a part of you knew it wasn't all right, or maybe I should do this, or I should have done this differently. That's the energy. So it's a reflection of that. So now is where you're both sharing responsibility on what went wrong. Okay. So sometimes we're in those high emotions. That's an illusion. That's cover up. Is our ego is in it too, because our ego wants to protect us. But sometimes the ego can prevent us from understanding the truth. So sometimes we do have to explore the shadow aspects of it. We have to explore what maybe the partner that needed to happen, so you can understand, something about you, what you were doing that helps to feed into that behavior, or what it was within you that's not healed from maybe a past situation that needs to be brought up so it can be healed. That's the point of partners. That's the point of being in a committed relationship with another person. Is like face to face, and whatever your issues are, they're going to come out in some way or another when this person triggers you, and then you're going to have to face it. You're either going to fight or flight. You're going to deal with it or you're not. And when you deal with it, so we don't want to fight in a physical sense of going back and forth and arguing, but we want to allow what's there to come to the surface so that we can deal with it. We can work through our shadow side, or that part that's traumatized or fear-based or angry or guilty or jealous or possessive, or what I'm saying, shame. We can work on that, and that all has to do with the sacral chakra. I feel like a lot of people's issues is dealing with the sacral chakra, which is talking about not having fulfillment in their life or connecting with their feelings and emotions. A lot of us suppress our feelings and emotions, which turns down our sexuality, which I think is what leads some people to stepping outside the relationship or the marriage for sexual reasons, because it's something that we're not connecting with on an emotional level. So this is allowing you to have enlightenment on what the true situation is, what the real problem is, and it's allowing you to deal with things that were off balance with you, or maybe depression, or things you haven't dealt with on a deep emotional level. So this moon card is you working through your shadow energy. It was necessary for that person to trigger you in the way they did so that you can work through this energy. And they need you to work on being less judgmental about others and yourself. They feel like you judge yourself a lot, and that's why you're so defensive and blocked off and not really looking at it for what it is. That's why your ego is trying to protect you, because you wasn't ready to look at it. Okay, so if you stay in energy, you stay in the energy of deception towards yourself. You're deceiving yourself, is what Spirit is saying. So you got to learn how to come out of that, rise above it, the judgment, rising above it, looking at the higher goal for your relationship, and looking at the higher goal of what it is that you're supposed to learn about the situation that you're in. So it's like being less judgmental and more focused on the lesson. And when you focus on the lesson, you stop deceiving yourself. You stop feeling jealous and envious, because you realize this is what the problem really is, and this is what I need to do to attract what I want. Okay. Even if in some cases, it means letting that person go, because the person can offer an apology, but that doesn't mean that the relationship is going to be where it is. You know what I'm saying? But to your own self, be true. Do love yourself enough to know if you need to walk away. Love yourself enough to know that you can't accept apology without allowing the person back into your life, because maybe that person was there to teach you that lesson, so it was in your life for a season, and take it as it applies, because each person is a different situation. Okay, let's look at the outcome energy based on this. And again, we have free will, so whatever is presented is based on what I'm seeing now with the current energies, is what they're saying. Okay, so they want you guys to move forward positively with the lessons learned in this. Okay, they either see the relationship between you and that person deepening, or you moving on to something that's different for you, but with the knowledge of knowing who you are and knowing specifically what you're looking for and how you're going to conduct yourself in a future relationship. Okay, and part of that has to do with being honest with yourself, honest with your partner, and what it is that you want. And if you're going to work the situation out with your partner, taking small steps to see improvement is what they're saying. So it's like you taking a step back. So it's about getting the work done. Is about, is your relationship to the collective, is your relationship to source energy. Okay, it is about expanding your knowledge and opening up to friendship, opening up to hope, opening up to, what I'm saying, the ideal of what you hope to accomplish. And when you do that, it's like you open yourself up to receiving the gift that the universe is trying to give you. Okay, when you stop trying to solve the problem, that's when the universe steps in. That's what they're saying. So don't use discernment in any situation. If someone is misleading you, or if you're feeling jealous, those are clues or signal that's the universe trying to show you something that's not right. So pull back and try to understand the truth of what's going on and why. I'm saying, whether most 9 times out of 10, if let's say a partner is unfaithful, that's one of my examples I'm using, and you know deep down why. But I'm saying, you're not going to acknowledge that. You're just going to attack the partner. But it's something within you that you have to look at, something that you're not dealing with, something within your sacral chakra, or something about your sexuality or your emotion that's not there and it needs to be healed. Okay, is what Spirit is saying. All right, so that is what I have for you. So let me get some advice cards for Gemini. And thank you guys for tuning in. If you feel like this reading resonated with you or it helped you on some level, please hit that thumbs up button to like my video and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Okay? If you feel like you need a personal reading, you can reach out to me by sending me a message. I want a personal reading, or you can email me at chantelharris30@gmail.com to get information on that. So give me some advice. Okay. Okay, so first off, your ancestors are saying they are here helping you heal from whatever this is. Okay. Is a process, but you are on the road to establishing like a more firmer foundation. So if something got torn down, something broke up, or relationship broke off, is being either reestablished on a strong foundation, or you can build things on a strong foundation because you know the truth about the situation. Just be patient as you go through this process. But moving forward, it's going to be positive energy moving forward. It's positive moving forward now. Before, you were maybe moving forward, but it probably wasn't a positive shift. You know what I'm saying? You were diving more into that shadow side that needed to be explored. So now that you're truthful and honest about it, you can like really, really look at the lessons, learn from it, and now it's a positive movement for it. So that's what it is. And it was just get back in contact with who you are on a soul level. Spirit is saying that you're not alone, and spending some time alone is sometimes necessary for your soul. It helps you to to make yourself more like vitality is the word I'm looking for. Like, you know, you get more vitality, like more energy being alone. Like you energize yourself. Charging. It's like charging your phone. You take a break from your phone, you have to put it on a charger. The phone's charging up, but it's you're not, most times you're not like on the phone as it's charging. Okay. So yeah. You have to replenish sometimes. So isolation is needed for yourself to replenish. But that's just temporary, okay? This is going to help you feel more delightful and get your little magical quality back. You'll be able to manifest what you want, which I feel most time is harmony. You'll be able to invest in yourself so that you can be free from any other things that's holding you back, okay? Also, they keep saying it 3 times in your reading. The answer is yes, you're right, or the answer to your question is yes. So if you ask a question right now, or you're in your mind about something, the answer is yes. They feel like whatever this was in a relationship that you had unhealthy boundaries. The boundaries were unclear, and it was like enmeshment, where like their problems became yours and your problems became there. But this challenge of whatever it is that you had in a relationship is ending now, is what they're saying. Okay. Anything else before I close it out, Spirit? Yeah. Well, things are changing now. You start to manifest what you want. You get on the right level where you're supposed to be. You broke down the broken foundation, the raggedy, crooked foundation, and now you build it on something more firm. And it just takes time. And just be patient as you go through this process of rebuilding. Is what Spirit is saying. Yep. Yep. All right, I'm gonna stop there. If I could really keep going, but I'm gonna stop. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, light and love.